So I wanted to go over one place where we can find all the skills that we've got for our little cutie here. This first exercise is called Relax on a Mat, and what we want from Miss Kaia here is to come on over to our mat and then go into increasingly relaxed body postures. So what this looks like in its final form as she comes on over to the mat, gives us a DOWN like that, and then rests her little chin down like that. This is a really potent and powerful desensitization and counter conditioning tool. We've actually used this a lot for her loose leaf walking outside and just getting her comfortable and confident in the great outdoors. So as soon as we get outside, she gets fairly distracted, and usually it's just a little bit of nerves. They just have a lot of stuff going on, and this is basically giving your pup emotional regulation and allowing her to work through all those big emotions by her body language sending a signal to her brain that everything's okay. So if we have really relaxed body language, then the signal that goes to our brain is we're relaxed, we're okay, everything's fine and dandy. So this is a very powerful tool in your toolbox for anything that comes down the pipe that might be overstimulating, gets her too excited, or gets her anxious. So folks have used it for plane rides, for dog-friendly hotels, and just a multitude of different situations and circumstances that get their dog wound up or excited. So very good job, sweetie. We'll take our treat here, toss it off the mat. And another crucial exercise for our little cutie here is our name game exercises. So what we want to do is we want to say Kaia, and Miss Kaia makes some great eye contact. So what we do is initial exercise, just drag treats up towards our face. Kaia, and she's going to come up and make that great eye contact. Once she's great at that, we can move on to more challenging exercises. And also revert back to this exercise. Let's say we get outside, she really can't focus, she's looking all around. We could just put some treats in front of her, Kaia, and get her to focus in on us. It's called luring, and we don't always want to use that as our go-to move. We want to be able to just have her look around and be checking anything out. Kaia. And she'll check back in with us and look at us on her own accord. So another thing that you can do is drag treats out to the side. So let's try to create a little Kaia. Good. Let's try to make a little distraction for her. Kaia. Good. And she's got to come back, even though she wants to look at the treats out here that we've drug out, she's got to be able to come back and make that eye contact, which is a very challenging thing for her. Next, I like to take a treat, toss it on the ground. Kaia. And wait for our pup to check in with us, even though she wants to look down at the treats on the ground. We'll have her go get a treat. Kaia, come. Good girl. Kaia, sit. Good girl. Kaia, down. Good girl. Kaia, stay. Free. So what you'll notice there, it seems like no big deal, but that's really, really good that we worked with Miss Kaia and got it to where she's standing over here and I can actually pass by her when I tell her to stay. Very good job, sweetie. And a lot of times to make things a bit easier for our pups, what we'll do is Kaia, stay. Free. We'll back up from our dogs, and that's easier. If you can really go any which way and tell your dog to stay, it can be really beneficial, but it's definitely a more challenging thing, so we really work up to that and build up to that if I feel like a pup is prepared for that point in their skill sets. And so she's worked up to that and has done an excellent job. So next I want to go over her space commands. This has been a really, really important exercise for her for stopping the jumping. So, Kaia, space. So that's perfect. This is exactly what I'm looking for. I want her to give me about a 2-foot bubble around myself. Let's try one from the side. Space. Good. So she's doing a thing where she's sitting. That's great. I love that. But as long as she just stands there and is stationary and gives me my 2-foot bubble, that's what I'm requiring. Okay. Space. So lastly, that's one from behind. And this is just to be able to make a full bubble around myself. So I like to use it as a preventative measure. So anytime that Miss Kaia is coming towards me, let's say first thing when I come in the door, I know she's going to be apt to want to jump on me. I'll tell her space and catch her before she's able to do it. It's a reinforcing behavior, so the more often she jumps on you, the more often she's going to jump on you. So it's really important to try to catch her beforehand so that you can cut that off at the pass. So really one thing you'll notice is that it just kind of slowly starts tapering off. It's not something that's just immediate. She'll try to get away with it, and when she's not getting what she wants out of it, is being rewarded for doing the right thing, it'll slowly just peter off. And that's what's happened over here. And she's also had a good separation from any habitual bad behaviors because she's getting rewarded every time she's doing the right thing here. So she's had a lot of opportunity to reinforce those good behaviors for you. Leave it. Good job, sweetie. So she's done an excellent job. We're looking for that real definitive pullback. Leave it. Perfect. And initially we started with our closed fist and then got to where we could just shove something in front of her face and she'll leave it. She can do an excellent job with few different objects, which is very important because it helps her to make a more broad-based generalization. That when we tell her leave it means leave it regardless of whatever the item is. Leave it. Very good. So it's just a stick that we've got, and she's done a very, very good job with that. Kaia, touch. Good girl. So this is our targeting exercise. We just want Miss Kaia. Kaia, touch. To be able to go where we want her to go, just by putting our hand down. It's just the beginning for agility training, getting our puck to go inside, outside. Poles, going up ramps is simply targeting. You just continue to move your hand out of the way. So it can be really beneficial as she gets bigger. I'll utilize it when we're on a loose leash walk. And I've done it for a lot of other pups in the past as well. Just give them a targeting space so that they know, boom, this is exactly where I need to be positioned. So I'll tell them to touch, they'll come up and go right to this spot. Kaia, touch. So if we were on our walk, I would want to let her know right position, right by my leg is exactly where you need to be. So a simple way to get your dog's attention and then also to position them exactly where they need to be. So targeting can be a really great and beneficial tool, and it really has a myriad of different applications. So that is perfect. We're going to get the little cutie leashed up here and working through on her loose leash walking.